Welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. Tonight I'm going to do another simple dessert since my apple dumpling went over so well, and that's going to be funnel cakes. This is a very simple recipe. I'm going to list it at the bottom, but I'm going to put it together for just more than a small amount of people. So the ingredients that you would use for a small amount will be listed at the bottom, but I'm going to use larger amounts of ingredients. So let's get started. Here I have 3 eggs, 2 cups of milk, 3 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix together my ingredients. Just going to put in 1/2 of this flour, and then I'll put it in as we go up. I'm going to mix the sugar, the salt, and the baking powder. Okay, and then I'm going to add the milk and this, and then I'll add more flour as we go up. Now, to do this, you can either use your whisk if that's what you choose to use, or I'm using a small blender because you don't want to have lumps in it. So you want to be able to mix it until you can get all of the lumps out. Now, also you see here, this is just your little mustard. I think they sell them for mustard and ketchup. Sometimes they sell them for oil. Plastic container. What we're going to do with this is I've already cut off the top, and I cut it like halfway down. See? A little bit over half. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to take the batter. Once I get it made up, I'm going to put it in the squirt bottle, and this is what I'm going to make the funnel cakes with. So let's get started. Now, just going to mix up that flour, my dry ingredients. I'm going to add a little bit more. Maybe I'll just go ahead and add it all. Okay. Now I'm going to add some milk. This is like the first cup of milk. And that's just so I can get started with the blending process. I'm going to stir this just a little, so I don't get a lot of splatter. Then I'm going to add the rest of my milk. It's a real simple recipe. It doesn't take that much to make this. And you can make this probably with ingredients that you already have in your home. Okay? I just wanted to use that to get it just lightly blended up. Okay. Now I'm going to take my mixer. I'm going to finish mixing this. I'm going to add my eggs one at a time. Okay, now, because I chose to use the spatula in the beginning, I'm going to try to see if I can get some more to mix out of it, or this whisk in the beginning. Now, you don't have to do this. You could have just used your mixer all the way through the process, but I didn't want the flour to be just spattering all over everywhere. That's all you need. There's not any lumps in here. And I want you to see the consistency. It's a little bit more runnier than you would make your pancake mix. See? Your pancake mix would be a little bit thicker than this. Make sure I got all the nuts out. All right, that should do it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, this is what I had the milk in. I'm going to pour some batter in here. And then I'm going to take the bottle, this, and I'm going to pour it into my squirt bottle because it makes it easier. Now I have some cooking oil that's heating on my stove already, and I don't want to make too much of a mess. I'm going to allow that to continue to warm up or heat up. That there. And once it heats up, we're going to make the funnel cakes. Now, you could have used the funnel cake. There is a funnel cake container that you put this in, but I didn't have one. And the squirt bottle is, you can use that, and it only costs you like $1, probably 59 cents. So we're going to go to the stove, and I'll meet you at the stove. And the grease is getting hot, and I want to show you something. You see the lip on this pan? I chose this size lip because I don't have the circle that goes down in to make the funnel cakes, and I want the funnel cakes to come out to be a certain size. And if you're using this, if you're free-handing this like I'm doing, you would have, and you use the big pot, you would have funnel cake all over everywhere. So to control the size of the funnel cake, I'm using this size lip. It's not that big. And then you just put it in. Make sure your grease is hot enough, and you make a circle. And you continue to fill in all of your spaces. Okay? And then you allow it to fry up on one side and then fry up on the other side. Now, you don't want to make your batter too thin, because if you do, your funnel cakes will be crispy and they will be thin. They won't be good. You don't want to make it too thick, because then your funnel cakes will be doughy and they will be thick. So you want to use just the right ingredients that I've given you, and you want to try to stick with this size of a container. Not unless you want it bigger, then you make it, you can use a bigger pot. Okay? And you let it fry up on one side. And then we're going to flip it over. Now, you see how easy I can turn that? Because the pan, the lip of the pan is controlling the size of it. And that's what you want, because I want it to be small enough to go on a plastic plate. I don't want it spreading all over everywhere. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to flip it. And there's two ways that you can serve it, and I'm going to show you the two ways. And it's better to serve this hot than to serve it cold. Not hot, but serve it warm, because they taste better to me if it's served warm. Now, I'm used to, when I make my donuts, I'm just used to flipping them with the skewer. And I don't use the pointed end of the skewer. I use the other end of it. But this may not flip with the skewer. It's so big, so we're going to do it with a spatula. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to let it fry up. And it's a fast dessert. It's not going to take you that long to make it at all. Take you about, what, 10 minutes to mix the batter and get it into the container, and then it'll take you another probably 6 minutes at the stove, 3 on one side and 3 on the other. And this is a dessert that you fix when you want something sweet. You don't want to go to the store and you look in your cabinets and you say, okay, what can I make? And this is what you can make, is funnel cakes. And the kids will love it. They will love it, because you go to the amusement park and you pay those high prices for funnel cake. You can do it at home. Just that simple. I'm going to flip this again. And I want this to be golden brown, which you can see just from the top part. You can see where it's browning underneath the bottom. That's what really tells me when it's time to turn it. See it right there? And you can just let it brown on one side and then flip it and let it brown on the other side, which I'll do the second one that way. But this one I'm flipping it twice. Take my skewer to help me lift. Flip. Now, you see that pretty golden brown color? Beautiful color. Now, I'm going to take this out because this is ready. Okay. Put it on a paper towel. I'm going to take out the little bit of pieces that I have in here. And it's real simple. I mean, you didn't mess up the grease or anything. There. Now, and I'm going to get ready to do another. You're gonna, let me get that other little piece, I see it. Okay. Now, you're gonna squirt. And you're going to let it cook up. Now I'm going to step away and you just watch this one cook up, and then I'm going to come back and flip it. Now, as you can see, it's cooking good on one side. And then when it's time to flip it, I'm going to flip it over on the other side. And it takes roughly about 3 minutes on each side, maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes on each side. But this is a quick, fast, and easy dessert. And it's not a whole lot of prep time. It's not a whole lot of just putting it together at all. Okay. Now, I see a little bit of brown pieces. Yes, see that one? Only flipped it once. But you see, if you look at this one that I have already out, I controlled the size of it. Okay? Try to get to the plate. See, I controlled the size of it, and that was what I was saying. I didn't want it to be any bigger than that because I wanted to be able to put it on a paper plate. So I controlled the size of it. That'll fit right down on a paper plate. So this one is ready, and I'm going to take it out. Okay, now I'm going to go away and I'm going to finish up the rest of them because I have quite a few to do. And when I get them all done, I will come back and show you just a couple of things that you can put on top of it. So let us cover it with our toppings. The first one, I'm going to just take the funnel cake. And see, I told you I wanted to control how wide it was because I wanted it to fit inside that paper plate. And I didn't want to spread all out, so that's why, and this fits perfectly, why I use that. Now, dusting it is the way we normally get it when we get it from the amusement park. And dusting is good, and I tasted this. This is perfect because I took just the little pieces, like the little edges. This is good. That's one way to cover it. I'm going to set this one to the side. A second way to cover it, I'm going to take another, place it down. Man, it's good too. Light and fluffy. That's the way you want it, light and fluffy. And what I didn't do is, I mean, you can cut up some strawberries and put on top. But what I'm going to do is, this is just store-bought strawberries. And I'm going to spread them all across the top. I love strawberries. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to top it with some Cool Whip. And then I'm going to take some of the juice from the strawberries and I'm going to drizzle it. Now you're talking about a good, fast, easy dessert. I know that these are really going to be good. One way to serve it is just by putting confectionery sugar on the top. Another way to serve it is by topping it with strawberries and some Cool Whip, or you can top it with anything that you would like. But this is a good way to top it. So I know I'm going to enjoy this dessert tonight, and as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Bye.